you guys, and welcome back to The Real Night Author. I am Faith, and as you saw from the title, I'm going to be talking about marketing your book. It's going to be a several-part series, and in this one I'm talking about book reviews. Now I got my glasses on because I'm going to be reading something to you. I got some book mail from Publishers Weekly. They have an arm called Book Life that reviews indie authors' books. So I got my book review from them, and so it came in the Publishers Weekly magazine, and so I'm going to be reading you the review in a minute. Review, yeah. So what I wanted to say about book reviews is that some of them are paid and some of them are not. Publishers Weekly will review your book for free if they like it, but Kirkus Reviews you pay. And the arm of Publishers Weekly for indie authors you also pay. But you have the option to also have Publishers Weekly review your book, and they'll do that for free. So if they choose your book, they'll review it for free. So that's an option that you have as an author, because book reviews are really good in terms of promoting your book and letting people know as an indie author that you're quote-unquote legitimate. So here is my book review in the Publishers Weekly magazine for June. There it is right there. And what they did with my book is they put a little thunderbolt next to it. And you'll notice that what the thunderbolt next to it means is that it's an editor's pick. So that means that the editor really liked my book as compared to the other ones that they reviewed. So that was really good for me too, because that again gives me some legitimacy. Not that I necessarily feel like I need any, but you know, some people are going to pay more attention to your book and want to buy your book if they feel like somebody that's legitimate has reviewed it. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this review to you, and this is what they said. My name is Faith Knight. So they said, Knight masterfully balances the personal and political in her young adult debut novel, an engrossing portrait of a Southern teenager who, in the midst of the social upheaval of the civil rights movement, learns that he's biracial. So she got that right. In 1966, Alabama, no one would have used that word to describe Mark Lawson. Now, Mark is my protagonist if you haven't read the book. Instead, he's called mixed, colored, and even mulatto. But the blue-eyed blonde so baffles racists that one dubs him a white N-word, and you guys know what that is. With adroit first-person narration, Knight captures Mark's amiability and thoughtfulness even when he damages important relationships because of anger, fear, and a debilitating uncertainty. Knight is especially strong at dramatizing how it feels to grow up as monumental change happens in increments, with segregation making Mark's search for identity a legal and moral minefield. Mark's family had moved from a tenant farming community to Montgomery after his father's death, and his white mother allowed the 14-year-old's appearance to determine their place in the segregated city. After the Board of Education expels Mark from a white school, they must relocate to a black neighborhood, and his mother loses her subsistence job. Mark can deal with the privation. They always were poor, but his mother's worsening porphyria is a constant worry. And while Frederick Douglass High School provides him with a heartening vision of the black community, he remains unsure of where he truly belongs. Now they added this. Discussions about the drawn-out process of desegregation, and afterward provides helpful details, are deftly woven into Mark's interactions with family, friends, and teachers, and members of his integrated baseball team. Everyone knows they're living through a major societal shift and are trying to find or regain their footing. Through Mark's experience on both sides of the racial divide, Knight shows the difference between having empathy and suffering the forced restrictions of segregation. In the process of restructuring his fractured self, Mark gains the maturity to see that identity is forged from contradictions and that struggle is another word for life. So, when I read this, I thought, this is so awesome. They really did a great job. And then for my cover design, they gave me an A. For design and typography, they gave me an A. For illustrations, I didn't have any. For editing, they gave me an A, and marketing, I got an A. But I got a minus on marketing because they didn't like my marketing copy, and I got a minus on editing because I think I had like 2 typos in there, but I fixed them since then, so if you get the book, you won't have that problem. So I was really pleased with this because they really did a good job of describing the book, and I felt like whoever read it probably did a much better job of understanding what I was trying to put forth in my book than most people. So I was really happy about this. So what you can do if you are a writer who has a book and you want to get it reviewed, Going this route is a good way because, again, it gives legitimacy to your book and it helps people to see that someone other than you is kind of talking it up. And so that's good. So another thing that you can do besides going to a magazine like Publishers Weekly, which is a trade and it's really good for you to do that, or Kirkus Reviews or whatever, you can also go to your local newspaper and tell them about your book. If your book is written in a particular city, you can go to the newspaper of that city or the library and try to get them to write up something about the book. You can go to your local radio station because sometimes radio stations have these public service programs and they may interview you so that you can promote your book on those public service programs. And even television, local TV stations, I mean, sometimes they have the same thing, public service type shows that they air on Saturday or Sunday that might be interested in interviewing you if you're from that town or if the book happens to be set in that town. So I wanted to share that with you. I was really excited about my review. If you have not picked up my book, please go and get it. It's As Gray as Black and White. And I'm very proud of it. And I hope that you guys enjoyed as much as I enjoyed writing it and as much as Publishers Weekly enjoyed reading it. So thank you guys again. I'll be coming back to you again to let you know more about the marketing process and different things that you can try if you're trying to write a book. Okay? So you guys have a great rest of your day and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.